Time to shift gears a little bit. We'll go from the Browns to the Buckeyes. Buckeyes with a week off looked impressive as usual against Wisconsin. Time to welcome back in cleveland.com columnist Doug Lemerises. Doug, you've seen the Buckeyes and have covered them for a number of years. What are your impressions of Ryan Day, first-year full-time head coach for the Buckeyes? I've been really impressed.
He's like a regular dude, right? Which is refreshing to cover. But I think he does have a very good sense of himself for a guy who has never been a head coach before. He had never been a head coach on any level until the 3 games last year. Now, of course, taking over full-time this year. So he was fortunate to step into a structure left him by Urban Meyer, but he also has done things in his own way. He talks about tough love a lot. And I think he's shown the players that and got them to feel that with this program. There's some inherent things here that this team is pretty ticked off that it blew its chance at the playoff the last 2 years with one bad week against a mediocre opponent. And so they would be motivated to avoid that, I think, no matter who the head coach was. But he has done a really good job sort of keeping the ship on track, because it was on track in a lot of ways, but also I think bringing enough of his personality, showing these guys tough love, maybe getting them to relax a little bit, that has allowed them to play not just undefeated football, but play at a level that makes them look like the best team in the country.
Do you think those 3 games helped him quite a bit? Because you mentioned, much like we're dealing with Freddie Kitchens, had never been a head coach at any level, and it seems like it's been very seamless, for lack of a better term.
I think it's a good point, and it's funny how things work out. I actually think more than the 3 games was the fact that for that month of preseason camp in August, while Urban was out, while they were investigating things, you've got to get up and be the guy in front of the team. Now, Mickey Marotti, the strength coach, had a big role in keeping the things on track last preseason. But when you're the offensive coordinator, the offense knows you. The defense doesn't know you. They don't really know you at all. They have no interaction with you. So Ryan Day, in that month, every day, the grind of camp, Ryan Day is front and center. Ryan Day is leading this team. Urban, I can't remember the exact specifics, but some of those games, once the 3 games suspension started for the season, he was there during the week. He couldn't just coach on Saturday, that kind of thing. And it's not the coaching on Saturday. I think Ryan Day is smart and he can handle that kind of stuff. But he got a chance to be in front of the team as a leader, not just for 3 weeks, but for that month ahead. And I think that was a big step because of all the things that he hadn't done before. That was the big thing. Be the guy in front of the team, not just quarterbacks, not just offense, but the whole team. And I think that helped a lot.
The other thing that's been impressive from my view is you're still getting the national recruits. Marvin Harrison's son committed to Ohio State recently. Are you surprised that the recruiting base still appears to be the national recruiting base because, it was a national recruiting base basically because of Urban Meyer, and it looks like it's going to stay pretty much a national recruiting base?
Yeah, I mean, that is a little surprising to me. And I think that's as much of a credit to him as anything else he's done. We knew he could draw up plays, right? That's important, but we knew he could draw up plays. But to keep that going, Urban was such a national name. Now, the places where they are recruiting at a national level the best is at quarterback and receiver, and that's no coincidence. Justin Fields is here because he wants to play in Ryan Day's offense. They have 4 receivers ranked among the top 100 players in the entire country in the 2020 class because those receivers want to play in this offense. Marvin Harrison, who committed yesterday, is their second receiver among the top 100 guys in the country for 2021 because receivers want to play here. They're having a little trouble getting a running back. Offensive line, they've gotten some guys in Ohio who aren't quite as highly ranked. They've gotten a couple good guys in the secondary. In national recruiting, that's Jeff Hafley with his NFL pedigree, getting out and selling that. Larry Johnson on the defensive line, recruiting defensive linemen from all over the country. He's as good of a defensive line coach as there is in America. And when he gets in your living room and sells you listen to Larry Johnson. So there are things that are in place. Mark Pantoni, who runs the recruiting operation, is as organized and efficient and smart about recruiting as anybody in the country. Again, there were structures in place, but I think some of us thought that a lot of that recruiting was Urban Meyer closes. You walk in, it's Urban Meyer. He's got the championship rings out. He's got the persona. Boom, he locks it down. What happens when you take that guy out of the equation? Well, what happens is you recruit at basically the same level. So that, of course, is a credit to Ryan Day.